Hi, my name is Billy Ria, and today we'll be looking at global citizenship through literature. And through literature, we can see how societies suppress identities, marginalize voices, and prioritize the wrong values. This understanding has made me a more aware and empathetic global citizen. The works that we will discuss today will be Allen Ginsberg's How, Art Spiegelman's Mouse, and Ha-Jin's War Trash. The first work we're going to be looking at is Howl by Allen Ginsberg. Now, Howl is a powerful, emotionally charged poem that exposes the suffering of individuals rejected by mainstream society. It was written in the 1950s and it criticizes materialism and power in post war America. Ginsberg mourns how society destroys the best minds of his generation, even saying best minds in the poem. And these are people who are creative or more spiritual or just different. And this is society that forces them to the margins. They force them to follow cultural norms. And through Allen Ginsberg's vivid imagery of poverty, addiction, and just overall madness, Howl challenges readers to see the cruelty of a system that prioritizes power and control over compassion and individuality. Jonah Raskin explains that Howl criticizes the soul deadening effects of modern capitalism, where the pursuit of wealth and status leads to the alienation of destruction of individuals. This highlights Ginsberg's frustration with a society that prioritizes materialism over human connection, empathy, and even individuality. We're now going to look at this quote from the poem How. It says, I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, naked, dragging themselves through the Negro streets at dawn looking for an angry fix. Angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connection to the starry dynamo in the machinery of night, who poverty and tatters and hollow-eyed and high sat up smoking in the supernatural darkness of cold water flats, floating across the tops of cities, contemplating jazz. And that was Allen Ginsberg. Uh, in this quote, he powerfully gives voice to the marginalized. He focuses on those who have been rejected or forgotten by society. When he writes, I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, he redefines what it means to be brilliant or visionary. He points to the people who suffer from mental illness, addiction, poverty, who are just different. These are the true intellectual and spiritual seekers of the time. These are the people who you see every day, you walk past on the street. His imagery of starving, hysterical, naked, dragging themselves through the Negro streets at dawn. This shines a light on the raw, painful realities of life itself. These are people who are living on the streets. These are people who are broke. They're in poverty. These are the actual people in society. And rather than dismissing these individuals, which society does, Ginsburg treats them as people who are sacred, their experiences as sacred. They call them angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connection. He portrays them not with pity, but with reverence, suggesting their suffering is a response to a society more concerned with conformity and capitalism rather than compassion, individuality. In my opinion, this quote humanizes society and it often ignores the humans in society, and it highlights how serves as a voice for those who are marginalized, those who aren't included, and it makes readers confront injustice and develop empathy for those who are oppressed. And here are the sources I've referenced so far throughout the presentation.